Live, 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 live. What are we doing here? Flipping the camera. There we go. Back here. Here we go. Oops. There we go. Back here. There we go. All right. Who do we have here tonight? Good afternoon, or I should say good evening. Good evening. Give me a second. Just getting warmed up still. Almost there. All right. So here we are. What do we have tonight? We got Donald, Tiljuan, Phil, Laura, JB22, staring off, Costor, all right, staring off, Colleen's Cowboy, all right, Phil, JT Electric, Daily Framework, Steve Fitz, Despit Jet, okay, Rams, Clips, Robo, Cliff Rodman, hello. Phil, good evening. Phil, Pedro, Big C, MG10, Gilly, what's happening? Gary P, Ryan Haber. All right. Ara, staring off. Hey, it's been Steve Ranoff. Okay, Steve Ranoff. Sorry. Never seen that name before. First timer. All right. Charlie, San, Mystic Dragon, back again, I see. Phil, how you doing? Tux and Poppy. Okay. Jar Siri, Tim King, Dan Sunny Blue Sky. Okay. Short for Steve Randolph. Oh, got it. Anthony, Donald, Charlie, how you doing? How you doing? Bull and a parade. Bullish on parade. Hey, buddy, how much of your 1%, for example, 1,000K, did you put away for taxes? Look at it this way. If you decide to pay taxes, good for you. Awesome. You're a taxpayer. Wonderful. I'm a non-taxpayer. Perfectly legal, because all you have to do is file the proper paperwork and you are also a non-taxpayer. Or you could take that money that you have, put it into put it into an LLC or S corporation or C corporation in a state that has no corporate taxes, and thus all your earnings are tax-free until you take them out and dispense them elsewhere. But there are a lot of legal ways that you can reduce or eliminate your taxes legally. So you need a tax strategist for that. Who else do we have? Monty, Tim King, Sea Dust, okay. WTF Cam, okay. Farmer Dan, how you doing? Barbie, Nathan, Seashells, Kenny from Ohio, Jennifer, Filet of Soul, ooh, Hank, Hunter Price, Ron, Dixie, Just Lauren, okay. Gillespie, Outdoors, okay. Ron, Chris, Kathy, J.C. Lynn, Boyce, J.C. Lynn Boyce. Cool. Dog Ollie, Michael Safiri, Max Skimming, okay. It's Stanner, Dave Price, Lemon Cake, George Ortiz, Satesh. All right. Good evening, everyone. My name is James. Give me 1 second. All right, my name is James. This is Dividend Stock Talk, brought to you by the 10-Minute Trader. What do we have? Hey, how's it going? Whatever it is. All right. Mikey, thank you for that, Mike. All right, that being said, let's get the ball rolling. Cause and Astros in the house. Way to go, Kazi. All right. Now, what I'm doing here is I'm going to show you a simple, safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week trading strategy I created for my 9-year-old daughter. My daughter was 9. Oscar's house, thank you for that. When my daughter was 9, she asked me one night, she said, Daddy, what are you doing? Can you teach me? So when a 9-year-old asked Dad, can you teach me? Well, of course, I'm going to dig deep and see, is there something that I can throw together for my little girl that she can participate. That's basically what it was. Me and her spending time together, because the boys, they were interested in something else. The girls, totally different. So she wanted to learn how to make money and play with numbers. All right, fine, not a problem. So the strategy I came up with, simple, safe, predictable, consistent, and no way for her to lose. That's what I came up with. Okay, that being said, I had to come up with 5 trading rules specifically for her. Because after all, she's only 9. I don't want her to make any mistakes. So rule number 1, never buy anything you do not want to hold on to long term. That's number 1. Number 2, never sell at a loss. It defeats the purpose of the whole game. C Gaming, what's happening? What's happening in the background? There's nothing happening in the background at the moment. And yeah, Bill Nye Science Guy, thank you. Not quite, but all right. 2, never sell at a loss. 3, make sure the company is consistently profitable. He's gone for the ticker symbol. Thank you, Nick. 4, weekly options only. Okay? I trade dividend stocks, good quality dividend stocks that have weekly options. That's the only 2 criteria. Consistently profitable, weekly options. And then rule number 5, make sure all the numbers work. Now, we're going to get into each one of those as we progress through the evening. Just like a good movie, everything's going to come together in the end, and you're going to go home happily ever after, singing and dancing with the wonderful woman or man in your life, and live happily ever after. Yay! All right, Mighty Bargain, how you doing today? All right, what do we got? Rules are meant to be broken. Hey, whatever, dude. I like the name. That's cool. Whatever, dude. But you're right. Rules are meant to be broken. But for my 9-year-old daughter, they were rules to keep her focused and to make sure that she didn't make any mistakes. But you're right. Rules are meant to be broken. Crypto Rich Bitch. Back again, I see. Hello, hello. Sri Lanka. Nice to see you again. Tijuan, how you doing? Thornton Man. JB Austin, yep. Market Crasher. Spy Rob. Michael, 1684. Hazel Wolf. Mike Bellina. Okay. Let's get the ball rolling. All right, what do we want to look at first? Somebody bellow out something good. Doctor's House, thank you for that. Aaron. Hey, James, love the show. IBM's looking good. Let's take a look at IBM. Oh, we got two right off the bat. Chris and Kathy wants to take a look at HBAN, and Aaron wants to take a look at IBM. All right, hold on a second. Only pack 7033. We're stuck in a range from the run we had, and all this news of war and tariffs has everything weird in the market. Okay, only packs, QCOM. Okay, hold on, only packs. We'll take a look at QCOM in a minute, and then we'll take a look at Hertz. Okay, sit tight, you guys. We got four right off the bat. Let's do this. First on the list is going to be IBM, International Business Machines, IBM. Here we go. Always, same thing over and over again. The 1-year chart first. I'm looking for 5 things. The high, the low, where was it? Where is it? Where's it going? You ready? Here we go. The high, the low, where was it? Where is it? Where is it going? Oops. See? Down, up. Down, up, down, up. Right there. She's bouncing off that bottom after the top right there. Top of the ear there, bottom right here. Now she's bouncing. That's exactly what I'm looking for. More specifically, exactly what I'm looking for in a company that I like. The chart looks good. I like IBM. So there. We got 2 going for us. Let's look at some numbers and see if it makes sense. Do you remember rule number 5? Make sure all the numbers work. What am I buying it for? What's the closest strike price that I can sell against it? What is that paying me, and is that more than 1%? Now let's understand one thing. Today's Wednesday. That means we got 2 days left in this week. So we're not going to look at any options for this week, 6 March. We're actually going to look into next week's options because there's not enough time value left for this week. Thank you, Kenny. We're going to get to it in a second, Kenny. Sit tight. Lincoln. Thank you for that, Lincoln. Heather. Thank you, Heather. All right, so let's check it out. So if I buy it tomorrow morning at 250, I turn around and sell it tomorrow morning, option at 250. It's bringing in $3.05 for this week, but I want to see what it's pulling in for next week because that gives us a little bit more time. Because what we're doing here is we're selling time. So if anybody ever says you can't buy time, yeah, sure you can. Okay, we're actually selling time. So here's the thing. 6 March is going to expire this week, 2 days. 13 March, 9 days away. Well, that's what we're going to go for because 2 days is not enough time to give us enough money for a good halfway decent return. So next week, ready? The 250 for next week is going for 555. Now that's over 2%. Now, do you remember the part where I said I'm looking for a simple, safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week? Well, this one's offering me close to 2%. So I got to ask myself that question. Question number one, always, 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 is do I like this company? Well, actually, the first question is, does it make sense? That's the first one. I mean, is what I'm saying logical? Is it understandable? Does it make sense? Buy a good company, sell it to someone else, grab a quick little profit, move on to the next one. Well, it sounds logical to me because I have no desire to buy and hold on to anything. Because buying and holding doesn't work for me. I'm 62. I want to enjoy my life. I want constant, consistent cash flow is what I want. All right, so let's break this down a little bit. That's the whole year. Let's take a look at the last 90 days or the last 3 months. The high, low, where was it? Where is it? Look at this. That's it. Sideways, down, then up. It's bouncing right there. Top, boom, boom. Thank you kindly. It looks good to me. Now, we can even break it down further to look at the last 30 days. And the last 30 days is, well, this month. So we go all the way back to February 4th. Right there. Here we go. Last 30 days. What do you think? 30-day high, drops to a 30-day bottom. Now she's bouncing and going up. 250, sounds good to me. Let's do it. See what it looks like, and then ask that question. Number one, does it make sense? Number two, do I even like IBM? Number three, do I like IBM at this current price? Is this question four, is this someplace I can put my money safely? Well, let's check it out. Okay, let's get rid of that. We're going to change single to covered because after all, we want a safe trade. Now, the way I say safe trade, okay, a covered call, which there are literally hundreds of videos describing what a covered call is, the risk rewards to them, and finally, they are so safe that the federal government allows you to do a covered call in your IRA. So it's safe. Remember I said simple, safe, predictable? We're going to show you in a second why I say this thing is predictable. All right. Now we said the 250. There it is right there. Here's the order right there. Now I only want to do one so you understand how much one is, and then you can decide from there how many you think you should get. Okay, here you go. First order of the day. One covered call IBM. 13 March 26. That's not this Friday. That's next Friday. That means whoever buys this option has to do it before next Friday's close. Okay. The $250 call option. The profit, $584. The investment, 24 G's. Okay, fine. Let's see what rate of return that is. Now, you got to remember where I'm coming from, just for a smidge, okay? Just for a minute. Remember where I'm coming from. I'm 62, which means I don't work anymore. I'm retired. I put in 5 decades of work. So what I do now is I take my money and I invest it every single week. I usually do all my buying on Monday. I sell my option Monday morning, and on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I take a look at it and see, do I need to do something to protect my asset and to continue having income coming in? Okay, so I got two goals. Consistency of profitability. That means money coming in every single week. Number two, preservation of my capital, which means I don't want to lose. So most of my trades, as a matter of fact, almost all of my trades are extremely conservative and extremely safe. That's what I'm looking for. YD, how you doing? Okay, let's keep on rolling. Calculator, that's what I'm looking for. Calculator. Now let's do some math. To figure out what our rate of return is, we take the max profit, 584, and then we're going to divide it by the investment. Cost of the trade, including commissions and fees, $24,416.66. That's going to give us a rate of return for 1 week. Now, we're investing a little bit differently. Most people do it annually, annualized. Well, good for them. I'm doing weekly because weekly works for me. All right? Weekly. Every single week. Because whether you like it or not, whether you agree or not, Friday is coming. Friday is right around the corner. And guess what? After that, the damn thing shows up again in another 7 days. Every single Friday, every 7 days. So look at this. This order right here, this trade right here, IBM at the current market price has a rate of return for 1 week of 2.39%. That's for 1 week. Now my goal is 1% for every week. This is offering 2.3% for 1 week. Okay, let's save it. We're going to save it, add it to our list, see what pops up, and see what you guys think. Does it make sense? I don't know. Does it? You gotta ask yourself that question. What are we looking for? Here it is right there. There we go. That'll work. There it is. IBM. One covered call. IBM. 13 March. The $250 call option. What does it mean? That means I'm buying it first thing in the morning. Look at it, it's $248. And then I'm going to turn around and sell it for $250. Not only will I collect the $2 difference between that, I'm also going to collect the premium. Now, the premium is the insurance policy payment. Now, if you didn't know, a lot of people don't feel bad, but stock options, call options, and put options, they're insurance policies. Basically, that's what they came from. Okay? Because back in the 70s, those rich people on Wall Street said, we don't want to lose our money. How can you give us something that won't help us lose? Well, here's the thing. Call option, if you thought the stock was going to go up, you buy a call option and you'd profit. Now, if you thought the stock was going to go down, you'd buy a put option, and as the stock drops, the value of your put goes up, giving you more money. So you don't lose. Basically, an insurance policy. That's what it is, and there's a whole bunch of them. Okay? We're looking at 13th of March, which is next Friday. Now, for a contract to be valid, a stock option contract to be valid, you need 4 things. 1, beginning date. It starts as soon as you sell it, or as soon as someone buys it from you. Number 2, an ending date. Well, the ending date is pretty plain and simple. The date of expiration, 13 March, next Friday. Number 3, consideration. Okay? Money or something of value. As long as 2 people agree what the value is, it's called consideration. It could be a handshake. It could be a home-baked pie. Oh, you did that for me? Thank you so much. Here's a home-baked pie. Yay! It can be whatever you want. In this case, it's money. Okay, so people put up a premium. In this case, we're looking at a premium of $584. Okay, well, I'm putting up 24 grand to make 3.4%. Wait a minute, was it 3.4? 2.4. 2.4% for 1 week. It is what it is. Beginning date, ending date, consideration, and then meeting of the minds. It's just an agreement between two people. It means I am agreeing to sell and you're agreeing to buy. Okay, you're going to give me a premium. I get to keep that cash and you get to buy it from me at a certain price by a certain date. Okay, that's what it means. So, 2.3%. We're going to put this one right here. 2.3. So we'll move this over that way, right there. Okay, so that's the one we're working on today. All right. Next. So I like ABM. Nice pick there, Aaron. Way to go. A Bird, what's happening? Dr. Jason wants to take a look at Adobe. Now, Dr. Jason, don't get me wrong, Adobe might be nice and all, but I think it's a little out of my price range. All right, ADB. Isn't it right? ADBE? ADB. Adobe. Ooh, now this looks nice. Oh, actually, it doesn't look that bad at all. Okay, let's check it out. Now, remember the chart? 5 things. Here we go. See how quick we can find them. Number 1, the high. Number 2, the low. Number 3, where was it a year ago? Number 4, where is it today? And number 5, what's the motion of the ocean? Huh? Down, up, down, up, down, up. Right there. She's bouncing off the bottom of the year. Now, you've heard it over and over and over and over and over and over again. You make money in the stock market. Buy low, sell high. You cannot get any lower than the low of the year. And that was just a couple of weeks ago. So yeah, high of the year, low of the year, now she's bouncing up. Either you like Adobe or you don't. Either way, let's put it through the mill, see what kind of rate of return we're going to get. Last 30 days, what do you think? 30-day high, 30-day low, now she's bouncing. We don't have much room to go. We're at 273, and we can go up to 285, which gives us enough room. Because remember, I'm only looking for 1%. So, 273, I make it the 272.50s. Holy shit. Do you see that number there? Hold on. Let's check it out. Let's do this. Adobe, the 272.50. All right, that's the closest one. We're going to change it to covered call. There we go. And we're going to do the 272.50s. There it is. One contract, as usual. Here's the numbers. You ready? Here's Johnny. Johnny, tell him what he's won. Well, Bill, we won a trip for 2 to Hawaii plus $10,000 cash spending money. And if you owe it now. Okay, so here we go. Buy one covered call Adobe. 13 March 26th means the option is going to expire next Friday at 3:59 p.m. So if you're an option buyer, I'm not, I sell. I don't buy. Okay? If you're an option buyer, you have between the time you buy this and 3:59 p.m. next Friday. Do something, don't do something. It's your choice, your money, do what you want. But 13 March is going to expire, 272.50 is the call option. $1,173 is the profit. Okay, max profit, $1,173. Okay, what's the investment? Cost of the trade, including commissions and fees, $26,000. Now, you may think that's a lot of money, but look at it from my point of view, okay? I've put in 5 decades. 5 decades of work, okay? 1974 was my first job, 5 decades of working. So I'm retired. So I need a simple, safe, predictable trade that's safe for my money and still gives me some upward movement. So the covered call is one of the simplest and safest trading strategies is, and it doesn't matter if the stock is going up or going down, because we make our money before we even go into it, and it's always going to be the same. Do I like this company? Do I like this company at this price? Do I feel good about putting my money into this company? So no matter whatever happens, you are ultimately responsible for whatever you do. We ran out of tea, so I have a different tea tonight. So let's see how it works. I'm not tasting the honey, which protects my throat. All right. Well, let's do the math. I'm kind of curious. What is the math on this one? All right, same thing. We take the profit, 1,173, and we divide it by the investment, because that's the only way we're going to find out what our rate of return is going to be. All right, 26,077. That gives me a grand total of 4.49. So I'll call it 4.5. Okay, I like 4.5. That works for me. Okay. Where is it? Come on. It takes a while to pop up. There it is right there. And there we go. Adobe. One covered call, Adobe, 13 March. That's next Friday. The 272.50. Look at the price is 273. So I'm selling it for 50 cents less than I'm buying it, yet I'm still walking away with a 4% profit for 1 week. Now, I know probably some of you are thinking 4% is not a lot. And you're absolutely right, it's not. I'm not looking to hit a home run. I'm not even looking to hit a double or a single. I just want to go out on base. You know, get a little bit of walk. Whatever analogy you want to use. Simple, safe, the turtle and the hare. Remember that? The turtle and the hare? Slow and steady wins the race all the time. 1173 is the profit. 26 is the investment for a 4.5% return for 1 week. Hate it when it does that. All right, so next, Jason, what do you, Dr. Jason, what do you think? Make sense? And that was 4.5. 4.5. Gotta love it. 4.5 for 1 week. GD wants to take a look at Macy's. So let's take a look at Macy's, the big M. Ooh, the big M bounces today. Check that out right there. We knew it was going to happen eventually. I mean, how low can it continually go, right? All right, so let's take a look. Here's the top. Here's the bottom. Here's where it was. Here's where it is. Look at this. Down, up, down, up. Okay, she's turning right there. Let's zoom in a little tighter. Here we go. Last 30 days. Up, down, up. So it's bouncing right here. Now, do you like Macy's? It's a good question. Okay? The 1920, we're looking at the 19s, and they're going for 59 cents, almost 60 cents a share. That's almost 3%. For Macy's. Macy's is over 100 years old. Either like it, don't like it. Your choice. But let's take a look at the numbers. I love Macy's. It's actually one of my top performing stocks that I have. Okay, back to the covered call. 1978, so we'll be looking at the 20s. No, the 1950s. Safer trade. I like safety over profitability any day of the week. Okay, here we go. One covered call, Macy's, 13 March. That's next Friday. 1950 call option, 78 is the profit, 1800 is the investment. Sounds pretty good. Let's check it out. What is the calendar telling us? Okay, $78 is the profit, We're going to divide that by the investment, 1872, comes to a grand total of whoop-a-dee-doo, 4.1. 4.1 for 1 week. So do you like the company? It's a yes, no question. You either like Macy's or you don't. You're either comfortable putting your money into a company that's 100 years old or you're not. It's not rocket science. All right, 4.1. Let's save this one. Oh, my friends. All right, here it is. Macy's. One covered call, Macy's, 13 March. That's next Friday. The $19.50 call option. 78 bucks is the profit. 1872 is the investment for a 4.1 return for 1 week. Either makes sense or don't. Hate it when it does that. All right, while we're waiting for that to reload, let's look at something else. What was it, 4.1? $4.1. That's nice. Those are nice numbers. A lot better than yesterday's numbers. All right, what else do we got? A.L. Williams wants to take a look at UPS. The Ups dudes, the Brown Boys, UPS. Interesting. Not quite sure what to make of this. Here's your top, your bottom. Where was it? Where is it? Look at this. Down, up, down, up, down. It's actually coming down at the moment, so it doesn't really look that appealing. Okay? 30-day bottom here. Shoots up. Here's the top. Now she's coming down, looking for a new bottom. So I'm going to put UPS on the list for next week because that thing should find a bottom between now and then. All right. So much for UPS. What else do we got? Cousin Astra wants to take a look at Mara, M-A-R-A, M-A-R-A, Mara. Mara on the wall. What should we do when the stock starts to fall? Actually, here's the top, here's the bottom. Look at that. Down, up, down, up, down, up. You can definitely see that pattern. It's right there, right in front of our faces. Down, up, down, up, down, up. So it's going up right now. We're at 929, so let's take a look at the nines. They're going for 71. You do realize that is close to 6 or 7%. Okay, let's take a look. Last 30 days. Well, look at that. Last 30 days was the 30-day bottom. Shot up, pulled back. Shot up, pulled back. Now she's going back up again. Okay, nice steady climb if you like Mara. So let's check it out. Mara. There it is, one contract, just to be on the safe side. Here we go, you ready? Buy one covered call, Mara, 13 March, that's next Friday. That's the expiration. So we're gonna buy the stock, sell it to someone else for a 1 week rate of return. Okay. The $9 call option, well, the stock's at 924. That's a very safe trade. All right, well, let's take a look at the numbers. Okay, max profit, 48. Okay, max profit, 48. Now, before I go on any further, just in case, for those of you that are new here and you don't know yet, this screen behind me, this one, this is live on YouTube. So you can go to YouTube to The 10-Minute Trader and pull it's up live. So it makes it easier to see these little tiny numbers. Okay? Max profit, 48. Cost of the trade, including commissions and fees, 852. Now, if you're an investor, who doesn't have 852? Well, 852 gives you a rate of return. You ready for this one? 5.6. 5.6% for 1 week. I like that one. $5.6% for 1 week. It either makes sense or it doesn't. There we go. This is number 4. Holy cow, we got 4 already. And we're only going to get 1 more out of tonight. Here we go. One covered call of Mara. 13 March. The $9 call option. See, the stock's at $9.24 at the moment. Okay. $48 is the profit. $852 is the investment for a 5.4% return for 1 week. Okay, now we know 1% a week is 50% a year. So what's 5% a week? Think about it. If 1% a week is 50% per year, what is 5%? This is 5.4 for 1 week. I hate it when it does that. It's been doing it a lot lately, and that makes me a little unhappy because I really don't want to go out and buy another one of those things. 5.4. That's number 4. We got 1 more to go. Holy cow, we're not even to the first hour and we already got 4. So let's take a pause for a second and answer some of these questions because we got quite a bit of them. All right, what do we have? User 22554412855522. Wow, what were your parents smoking when they named you, dude? Or is it a dudette? I don't know. It's just a bunch of numbers. Oracle is stabilizing. Pretty fine premiums. Lists feast. Ooh, I like the way it sounds. All right, so let's take a look at Oracle. Now, I do have some Oracle. So let's take a look. ORCL. It is bouncing off that bottom. Check that out. Nice. It's about time it is. So let's take a good look at it, which means I'm going to have to get up. I'm going to get up in a second. Hold on. Only Pax wants to take a look at QCOM. Chris Cathy wants to take a look at HBAN. Alex, how you doing? Heather said hi. All right. Whatever, dude. Okay, he's still here. All right. That being said, let's keep on keeping on. Now I got to get up and take a look at this one. All right, if I have to. There we go. The high of the year, the low of the year. Where was it a year ago? Where is it now? Look at the motion. Nice. Down, up, down, up. Gotta love it. It's a 152. Well, what's the last 30 days look like? Is this thing headed up? Now, it's not the bottom of the year, but it's pretty close. Okay, here's our last 30 days. 30 days ago, 135, shoots up to 165, drops back down to 139, and now we're at 152. Up, down, up. Pretty plain and simple, right? 30-day highs right there. We get all that space right there to work with. So, why not? All right, 152. The 152 is paying $9.40. Are you kidding me? $9.40? Buy me some more of these tomorrow. All right, let's check this out. The 152s. Okay, one contract, just to give you an idea what everything looks like. Here we go. You ready? Buy one. Covered call, Oracle. 13 March. That's next Friday. The 152.50 call option is paying $9.47 for 1 week. Okay, $14,000 is my investment. What is that going to look like? PT Wob. I haven't seen a single educated person streaming on here. Stock guys sound like schizos to me. Oh, I'm not quite sure if I take that as a compliment or not, but thank you. Anyway, let's keep on looking. So if I get $947 as a profit for 1 week, and I only got to put up $14,000. Now, here's the funny thing is, I'm putting up the $14,000. Okay, once the stock hits my target price, I get all my money back, plus I get to keep that. And it's 5.6% for 1 week, so why the heck not? Wait a minute. That was the other one. What's this one? 947 divided by 14. 303 comes a grand total of 6.6. Now, I don't know about you, but 6.6 for 1 week, I'm going to say, sure, why not? 6.6 for 1 week. All right, so let's save Oracle if you like Oracle. It's always going to come down to that. We found 5, and we're not even at 10 o'clock. Wow. There it is. Oracle. One covered call. Oracle. 13 March. 152s. 947. 14,000. For what is that? 6.5? 6.6. 6.6. I can deal with 6.6. 6.6. Gotta love it. I like that one, Oracle. I think I'm gonna do that one in the morning. Move some money around and buy a couple. All right. I'm gonna write that one down. All right. What are we looking at next? Uh-oh, wait a minute. There we go. All right, back to the other screen. All right, so I like Oracle. I actually have some, so I'm going to buy some more tomorrow. Why not? Well, I like the company. It's always going to come down to the same questions. 5 questions. Number 1, do I like this company? Number 2, never sell it at a loss. Number 3, are they consistently profitable? 4, weekly options only. Got it? Number 5, make sure the numbers work. Yep, that worked too. So that's Oracle. So Macy's, Adobe's, Oracle, UPS, Mera. Okay, let's keep on going. Chris Cathy wants to take a look at HBAN. I have no idea what the hell that is. HBAN. Huntington Bank Share. Okay, Chris Cathy, thank you very much, but I'm going to politely decline. And the reason why is March, April, May, June, July, September, October, January. Those are months of the year. Rule number 4 is weekly options only. That's it, weekly options only. I don't really do that. Okay, next. Only Pack wants to take a look at QCOM. QCOM. Interesting. Let's take a gander. Now, I'm always looking for a decent company. Now, QCOM, I don't mind it, okay? It's not the top of my list, but still, I don't mind. Here's the high. Here's the low back in April. Okay, a year ago we're at 155. We dropped down to 120, shoot up to 210, drop down to 130. Now we're at 139. What's going on here? Does it look like a good opportunity, or did we miss it? There you go. Last 30 days, 30-day top, 30-day bottom. Where was it? Where is it? Look at the motion. Up, down, up. It's at 139.50. The 139s are going for 250. That's not quite 2%. The 140s are going for 210. I'm going to do the 139s. Wait a minute. No. Yep, I'm going to do the 139s. It's a safer trade. For me, anyway. I like safety. All right, what do we got for QCOM? Out of the way. Here we go. Covered call, 139. There it is. One contract, there it is. Here's the numbers right behind me. One covered call, 13 March. The 139 call option, well, profit's 246 and the investment's 13,000. Okay. So 246 divided by 13,654 comes to a grand total of 1.8%. See, finding them's not difficult. You just have to think to yourself, do I like this company and am I okay owning it if and when it goes down? Because do not kid yourself, and I'm not here to let you know that you're always going to make money, because you're not. Well, you can if you don't panic and you don't sell at a loss. You can. It's easy. You just have to be disciplined. Now, here's the interesting thing about the stock market. Number one, it can be simple and boring, but simple and boring takes a lot of, I want to say tenacity, but no, a lot of discipline. A simple, easy strategy takes discipline. Buy the stock, sell the option, set it, forget it, walk away. That's a simple strategy. But adults don't want simple. They want to feed their ego. They want to be right, because complexity feeds the ego. As more complicated as it is, and you make money, all right, you're super duper smart. Good for you. Complexity feeds the ego. Does it always work? No. Simplicity, boring as hell, but it takes discipline. What do we got next? All right, let's get out of this. Get out of that. Slide this all the way over. Let's take a look at some questions you guys got, okay? Lincolnshire, how you doing? Javier, Gracia, how you doing? Okay, let's keep on going. All right, we did QCOM, lovely. No. Let's get out of that. Come on, let's get out of that. All right, what else do we have? Kissable, hello. Corey B, thanks for educating, you're welcome. D. Mitchell, dude, you're backwards. Yeah, I've been told that a lot, but thank you. My music, Gen X. Gotta love the Gen X music. Wonderful, wonderful. All right. Bullish on parade. You love pie. I like pie too. But it does matter if the price goes down, because then the call you can sell next week is less amount if it's further away from the money. You're absolutely 100% correct. That's why I usually like to go one strike or two strikes in the money. It's a safer trade, and I get called out a lot quicker, and that's what I'm looking for. Slowly turning that money. James, only one YouTube channel today? Ooh, damn it. Thanks, I forgot. Display capture. All right, there we go. Video. Everybody wants to see my pretty little face. There we go. Okay, and there we are. Yay for me. I'm sure you guys don't want to see that. Bring that all the way down to there. Fade to black. There we go. Good to go. Start streaming. It's connecting. There it is right there. Should be up in a couple of seconds. Sorry about that. Sorry about that, Victor. It should be working right now. Bullish on parade, Hertz. Ooh, I like Hertz. I actually have some Hertz. HTZ. Interesting. Okay. Your high, your low. Look, it's bouncing right there. 434. Okay, a bunch of those yesterday because it just looked good. What about Wells Fargo? Oh, WFS or is it WFC? Let's find out. WFS. Damn it, WFC. Yeah, damn. I was close. All right, Wells Fargo, check it out. The high was back in January, beginning of January. She drops. Look at that movement right there. That looks pretty damn cool. Holy shnipe. I got to get up for this one. Who came up with that one? Thanks, bullish. Now I have to get up. All right. All right, WFC, 83.93. The 84 is going for 161. That's over 2%. Okay. The high, the low, where is it? Look at this. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up. What do you think? The bottom is right there. Now she's going up. Your 2 days. 1, 2, boom, right there. Either you like it, you don't like it. One or the other. What other questions do we have? Drunk in Hazard. I love peeps and big man just, okay. They see your stop loss and take it. Drunk Hazard, I'm going to agree with you. I never, ever, ever use a stop loss. Never. Never, never, never. Drunken Hazard, but covered calls is better. Okay, thank you. Pro 241, Intel, love Intel. Let's take a look. INTC. Interesting. I'm going to get up for this one too. You ready? Here's the high of the year. Here's the bottom of the year. Here's where we were a year ago. Here's where we are now. Sideways, up, down. That's basically it. But what's happening right here, right now? Okay, here's the top. Bottomed out, back up, back down. Now she's going up again. 458. The 445's right there. 190, 185. That's close. Not quite 4%, but getting up there. But you have to ask yourself the question. Do I like this company? Does it make sense? Down, up, down, up. You either like the company or you don't like the company. It's plain and simple. My music, Gen X, patience. Band 808, hey man, I only have $6,000 cash in my brokerage. Is it worth it to run the wheel with one contract? All right, number one, you're a little on the young side because if you're, okay, anyway, you're just starting out, you're at 6 grand. 6 grand is better than starting out with nothing. A lot of people do start out with less than 6 grand. And I can't tell you what to do and what not to do because I don't know anything about you other than the fact that you're just starting out and you got $6,000 and you want to do the wheel strategy. Okay, fine. There's nothing wrong with it. Okay? But choose wisely. Paper trade first because by paper, it's kind of like playing Monopoly. Okay? 4 greenhouses, 1 red hotel. Take your time. Don't be in a hurry. Market has been around, stock market has been around for over 420 years. It's not going anywhere. Just take your time. Choose wisely. All right. So, oh, wow. All those questions have been answered. Well, we got some questions. Holy cow, 99 over there, 61. I got a lot of questions to answer. Let's do this. All right. What else do we got? Michael. How you doing, Michael? All right. Peace, user. Reesington. Fun Kim. How would you like to have that as a nickname? I'm Fun Kim. Yeah, let's go invite Fun Kim. She's always fun to have around. How you doing, Fun Kim? Jeff Edwards, how are you doing? D-Dub, okay. Bloom Energy. Didn't we look at Bloom Energy last night? And didn't we decide it's kind of like going nowhere? Okay, 30-day high, 30-day bottom, up, down, kind of like just going sideways at the moment. Not quite jumping out, buy me type scenario. Now, don't get me wrong, if you like it, fine. Me, I like a stronger signal. Like this is a strong signal, bottom, right to the top. Then it comes back down again. That's a strong signal. What else do we got? Phil, Futisha. Okay. Donnie, how you doing, Donnie? Bo. Bill Miller. What's happening, Bill Miller? Darwin Arazia. Okay. Matt Fahardi. Okay, Matt. Al Reed. Good Vibes Chi. Okay. David Rodriguez. Pecan. Man Invest. Reversal Trader. Okay. PGT31. Hello, hello. Craig, what do you think about GOOW? All right, Craig, this is what I think about GOOW. I have no idea who the hell they are. Never heard of them. Round Hill Google Weekly Pay ETF. Interesting. It's a weekly payer. So you want to get weekly money, there you go. Now, I don't do these stocks because it's a monthly, which means the options are only once a month. Okay, for the fun of it, let's go to Yahoo Finance and put in GOOW just to see what these weekly payments look like. GOOW. Round Hill Google Weekly Pay ETF. All right. So the stock is $63.65. $63.65 per share. But look at the numbers. 52, 61, 48, 63, 50, 46, 62, 31, 25, 55. No consistency on increasing or decreasing, but it's still paying out. Okay. Well, what was the last one? 55 on a $63 stock. Okay, let's do this. Let's do a few of them. All right. Last week, 0.55 divide 63 equals 0.8. Not quite 1%. Okay. Now, 25 divide 63 is 0.3. That ain't it either. Okay. Yeah, then the numbers just get worse. Because 55 is, wait a minute, 62 is pretty high. But for the rest of them, it's low. All right, well, how often has this thing been paying out? For 1 year? Not even a year? Really? All right, who came up with this one? Oh, Craig. Now, Craig, don't get me wrong. I mean, I have no idea who they are. Okay? But the issue I have with this is it's only been in business since August 2025. Okay, not bad, but if you want weekly cash flow, there you go. But it's only dishing out between 3 to 8, 0.3 to 0.8. Not 1% though. If you like it, it is what it is. Oh, here's an idea. I'm kind of curious. Can you buy it, sell covered calls against it, and still collect the weekly? Ooh, that's an idea. Okay, because they got monthly options and weekly payouts. That might be an idea. That's kind of cool if you think about it. All right, but it's GOOW, and it's not even 2 years old yet. It's not even 1 year old yet. So I wouldn't put my money into a company that's less than 1 year old. But that's me. What do I know? All right, what else do we got? Calvin Hill, Coco, do you teach? Yes, I do. How you doing, Coco? Weston, Wario, good evening. Ryan, how you doing? Craig, what are your thoughts on GeoPay's weekly dividend? Yeah, I saw that one already. Thank you there, Craig. Coco, do I do one-on-one? Yes, I do, Coco. Go to the top left-hand corner. Send me a link in the bio. I'll give you a buzz. 15,000 if I liquidate. Thanks for the advice. Also, do you have experience with credit spreads? Of course I do. Credit spreads, debit spreads, calendar spreads, vertical spreads, four-corner diagonal spreads. Oh, whole bunch of things. But I like simplicity. Simplicity is a great thing because simplicity only takes 3 to 5 minutes, then I'm done. All right, let's keep on going. What is the delta you're looking at? User 232175479846. Why can't parents name kids normal stuff like Pete, Ted, Tom, Tim, Bill, Biff, Cindy, Sue, Sally? Simple names. All right. What's the delta I'm looking at? I have no idea where you got the impression I was looking at any deltas. I don't look at the delta. It's not important to what I am doing. Okay? Keep that in mind. I'm 62. I have a trading strategy that I've been doing for the past 16 or 17 years. No issues whatsoever, and not once that I have had the need to look at the delta. Because the stocks I'm looking at, it's not something I need to worry about. Thank you, Craig. Just some guy. KB2395. Edward Rivera. Afternoon, Edward. Hardin. Would you do a covered call on SOXL? Absolutely. As a matter of fact, I did. I think I bought like, I don't know, 30,000 of those stupid things. I think at 250. I think I bought them around 250 and I sold the twos. What is the ticker symbol for Mara? M-A-R-A. And it's Mara, not Mara, Mara. Thank you, Craig. Calabri, what's happening? Haven't seen you in a while. Thank you. ASTS. ASTS. Interesting. All right, Craig, do me a favor. Okay, you asked me once, don't ask me over and over and over and over again. Okay, I've already seen it once or twice. I don't need to see it 8 or 9 times. All right. Jannard, we'll take a look at Nike in a minute. ASTS, interesting. Look at the last 30 days. All right. I'm not quite sure how you feel about this one. Check it out. 30 days ago, we're at 92.50. We jumped up to 107.50. We dropped to 77.50. Now we're back up to 106. Now we have some room to run, but not a lot. But we went from 77 to 104. That's 37 bucks. That's a 50% increase. So yeah, I won't be doing that one. From here to here is 50% increase. No, thank you. Because I already made the move. So why would I continue to do it? Jannard wants to take a look at Nike and KE. Okay, unfortunately, Nike's in a drop at the moment. Okay, the high. We have a new bottom right there. Now, if you like Nike, I'm going to put it on the list for next week because that baby's going to turn around. NKE. Holy cow. Look at all we got for next week. Look at those. All those for next week. That's a lot to look at. And those don't even have the dividends coming up. That's got to be at least 30. All right. Discussing tropical. Oh, okay. All right, got that one. Just some guy. Thank you there. KB, thank you. Okay, Craig, thank you. Thank you. We did that one already. Did that one, did that one, did that one. ASTS, we did that one. We did that one. What's your favorite dividend stock this year? Oh, this year. Well, it's certainly not Macy's. I tell you why much. You can do it. Thank you there, Pat Yeager. You can do it. My favorite stock this year, I want to say Macy's, but no. It's not Macy's this year. I'd have to do some thinking on that one. Which one have I consistently done every single week? Have you looked at Harley Davidson? Well, let's bring it up. Harley Davidson. Ooh, 3 jumps in a row. Check that out. Now, we said this last night. We're looking at Harley Davidson yesterday. Harley Davidson is a 100-year-old company. Okay, it's the high of the 30-day period. She bottomed out on Monday. Tuesday was higher. Wednesday was higher. That puts me in a perfect buying position because I love a 30-day top to a 30-day bottom. Now she's retracing. That's what I look for. So yeah, I like Harley Davidson. At 1950, it's going for over 2%. If you like Harley Davidson. Okay. What about DKS? Taco Ida, nice to see you again. Hey, Christo, how are you today? Break Time Sports, DKS. That's Dick's Sporting Goods, DKS. DKS. All right, not quite sure what we're going to do here, but I don't do DKS because I don't do monthlies. Months of the year, no. Weekly options only. Rule 4, weekly options only. Sorry, no DKS. A-Rod, thank you there, A-Rod. Make money selling options. Lost most of it buying them. Sorry. I don't mean to laugh at your pain, but the only reason I did because I did the same thing. I started out 30 years ago buying options, and I did pretty damn good. Okay? As a matter of fact, I did 124, I think it was, or 125, 124 trades in a row without a single loss 30 years ago. But it was a different ball game 30 years ago. 30 years ago, it was $250 for a commission. So to be a stockbroker, $250 per commission. I remember when it dropped to 1.25. It did drop 50% overnight since the invention of the internet. It was cool. So I got to watch the whole thing. I got to watch it go from $250 to nothing. That's where it's at now. It doesn't cost you anything to buy. Let's keep going. A-Rod wants to take a look at ZD. Now just selling, it's boring but effective. Well, user 617-874-8202-973. Let's call you Alfred. Well, Alfred, I like to see that you're coming over to the selling side as opposed to the buying side. Anna Rosa Franco. Hello from the Dominican Republic. I haven't been to the DM, oh my God, 20, maybe 25, holy shnikey. About 25 years since the last time I've been there. A-Rod wants to take a look at ZD. I have no idea what ZD is. Ziff Davis. No. Sorry, I don't do monthly options. See, March, April, June, September, December, January. No. Rule 4, weekly options only. Len Busy. What's happening, Len? Like the shirt? Cool beans, you can have one. Yo, what's happening? Coco, do you teach 101? Yes, I did. You already asked that question. Jay, hello there. We did that one. Masha on Valley. Okay, Masha, how you doing? What do we have over here? Okay. Thank you there, Puck. Right. Hold on. There we go. All right. Caught up with the questions here. Cotton wants to take a look at Hewlett Packard March 13, 6.4. Nice. Joshua, how you doing? Nice to see you. So Cotton Express, HPE, huh? Nicely done. Now, we did HPE a couple of days ago. Good for you. DJ Clording. Okay. DJC Lord King. Okay. Interesting. Which one? HPE. There we go. Okay, so HPE. Interesting. The high, the low, where was it, where is it? All that kind of nice, neat, fun stuff. Let's take a look. You ready? The high, 26.50. The low, 12. Can you imagine that? goes from 12 to 26. That's 100% increase. What is your point on difference between monthly and weekly? Oh, shit. There's always somebody that asks, why monthlies, weeklies? What's the, okay, hold on. We're going to get to that in a second, all right? Sit tight. All right, here's the bottom. 100% increase, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Okay, whatever. Here we are right here, 21.55 to 21.50 is going for buck. A buck. $21 stock has an option that's selling for a buck. That's almost 5% for 1 week. Of course, you gotta like Hewlett Packard. Okay? Okay, Cretan 504, ASTS had it since 13 bucks. Now, you do know, in case nobody's ever told you, okay, Cretan, it's not a profit until you take it. And if you don't take it, don't be surprised if the market maker takes that profit away from you. Seen it happen many times. I've been playing this game long enough. All right, so it looks good. The retracement there, not bad, but do you like Hewlett Packard? Well, I like Hewlett Packard. 30 days ago, this is what we're looking at. 30-day high, drops to the 30-day bottom. Now she's going back up again. You either like it or you don't like it. It's actually that simple. Mr. Mike's in the house. Mr. Mike wants to take a look at Albemarle, ALB. Let's take a look. A-Rod, you're welcome. Okay, A-Rod, we're going to take a look at the weeklies and the monthlies in 1 second. Take a look at Albemarle first. Ooh, that's a tough one. Bottom's here, top's there. Shoots up, pulls back. Not quite the right time for Albemarle. Now, don't get me wrong, I like Albemarle, I do. But not this week. Okay, 30-day bottom, shoots up, pulls back, new 30-day bottom. Now she's bouncing off of that. So the 168s, that's a nice return right there. If you like Albemarle, it's always going to come down to that. It is. All right, so A-Rod wants to know the difference between a weekly and a monthly option. Other than the obvious, okay, monthly options you can do once a month, 12 times a year. Weekly options, I can do 52 times a year. So let's just get a rough idea, okay? So this here, Albemarle, is a weekly optionable stock. 6 March, this week, 13 March, next week, 20 March, 3 weeks out, 27 March, 4 weeks out, 2 April, 5 weeks, 10 April, 6 weeks, so on and so forth. Every single week, there is a new weekly option. That's why I like weekly options every single week. Now, a monthly option, we're going to get that in a second, but let's take a look at this. Now, current price, 168.35. The closest strike price is going to be the 167. It's paying $7.55. So, for the fun of it, because this is the one that's here, let's pull it up. Calculator, are you ready? Okay, so the current price right there, $7.55 is the premium. Okay, now I'm not pulling numbers out of my, colorful scenario. The current price right here, 171, so the closest one is going to be right there, 755. It's right there, the number, 755. So we're going to divide it by the purchase price, 168.35. Divide 168.35 comes to a grand total of, okay, A-Rod, you ready? Okay, this weekly option comes to 4.4% for 1 week. 1 week. Okay. Now let's go take a look at a monthly option. Let's take a look at everybody's favorite, O Realty. Okay, here's O Realty. Here's the high, the low, where was it, where is it, blah, 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 all that nice fun stuff. The current price is 66 bucks. So let's take a look at the very next option. Okay, how do you determine your strike? Now, bands, you're going to feel really silly about this. I mean, really, really, really silly about it. Okay, you ready? Here you go. How do I find, well, how do I choose my strike price? If I'm buying the stock at $66, the closest, safest strike price is going to be 65. It's the closest and easiest one. Or I can do the 67.50. But the 67.50, the stock has to go up, which means it has to perform. So I wouldn't do that one. I would do the one lower. Okay, 66, the closest one's going to be the 65, it's 220. Okay, now, if I buy it at 66, sell it at 65, I'm losing $1 right off the top. So you take the $1 off there, now I'm walking away with $1.10. That's it, $1.10. So let's do the math. Okay, profit is $1.10. And how much is it costing me? Well, not 66 because we subtracted the dollar already. We're going to do the 65 because we already subtracted the $1. Okay, divided 65. And that equals, A-Rod, are you ready? That equals 1.69 for 44 days. So I can get anywhere between 1 and 3 to 4% every single week, or I can get 1.69% for a month. The numbers just don't work. I very, very, very rarely ever found a monthly option that was actually profitable. But here's what's worse about monthlies. Okay, that's just one. The number's just terrible. That's just one. Here's another one. You ready, A-Rod? That's the year chart right there. Okay? Let's look at 30 days. 30 days. Would be 2-4 right there. All right, A-Rod, you see this? Okay. 30-day high, 30-day bottom. Follow along if you will. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. That, A-Rod, right there is 30 days. Now, tell me, where do you think it's going to be in the next 30 days? Because, see, a monthly option, we know what the current price is. Now we're trying to figure out where is it going to be in the next 30 days. So that right there is 30 days. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. It's not that easy trying to pick where it's going to be in 30 days. However, trying to pick where it's going to be in the next 5 days or next Friday, well, here's the bottom, here's the top. It looks like it's coming down. But how much is it going to come down? Now, it might come down for 5 days, but it's definitely not going to come down for 30 days. See, it's easier to find out where a stock's going to be in 5 days than where is it going to be in 30 days. It's simple. And then you're taking a look at the rate of return. The rate of return on a weekly basis is anywhere around, let's say 1 or 2%. 1 or 2. So at the end of the year, that's 50 to 100% at the end of the year. Well, let's look at the other way. Monthly options. Let's say we get 1 or 2% on a monthly option. That's 12 to 24% by the end of the year. I'm terribly sorry, but the numbers are just more in favor of the weekly options as opposed to the monthlies. So I just don't do monthlies. It's just not enough money in it for me. All right, let's take some more questions. All right, what do we got? Okay, Ben, hope you understood that, how quick, how easy it is to take a look. New Jersey Forerunner, James taught me everything I know about options. I'm not quite sure if that's good or bad, but I'm glad it's working out for you. All right, what else do we have over here? All right, ASTS, we already looked at it. David, how you doing, David? Thank you. You're welcome. We did that, 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 we did that. Oh, SZ Trades, how you doing? Hey, Ron, what's the point of weeklies, monthlies? Got that one, that one, that one. Thank you, thank you. All right, thank you very much. I see your point now. Okay, hopefully I won't have to do that again. Goal is to ID stocks with weekly options, determine when to buy and how long to hold. 1 week. Yeah, that sounds about right. Kirby, what is your average investment value? My average investment value. I'm not quite sure how to answer that because remember, I got like 7 different accounts that I take care of. You can buy your options monthly. You can sell whenever you want to, then buy it again. Yeah, but why? Why would I do monthlies? It just doesn't work out right. Well, I see it's more the percentage. Yeah, it is. It's more a percentage thing. I make more money doing weeklies than I do monthlies. Now, I understand the concept of doing monthlies because you don't have to do it once a month. Okay, I'm retired. I don't really mind 5 or 10 minutes every single day. 5 or 7 minutes, I take a look at what my account is. I got 5 simple questions. What did I buy? What did I sell? Where is it at now? Where does it look like it's going? What should I do? That's it. What did I buy? What did I sell? Where's it at? Where does it look like it's going? What should I do? Forget average value. What would be your minimum investment? Whatever gives me a 1% weekly basis. Now, you got to remember, I look at stocks anywhere from $2 all the way up to $400 because I don't buy anything over $400. To me, it's just, I can make 1 or 2% on a $5 stock just as well as I can make, 1 or 2% on a $1,000 stock. I just don't see the point. 1% is 1%, match where you look at it. James, hear me out. Amazon options 3 days per week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Now, it goes against your rules, but it's working for me. Awesome. Let's take it up. Amazon. AMZN. Now, Forerunner, I don't tell people what to do. I'm just showing you what I do. And that doesn't really mean anything other than it's basically just what I do. Okay? So, let's take a look at some of these. You can't call them dailies. Tri-weekly. Ooh, there you go. Tri-weeklies. 3 times a week. Tri-weekly. Ooh, that's a good one. What do you think? New Jersey Forerunner. Can we call them tri-weeklies? Because they do it 3 times a week? All right. So we're at the 4th. So we got one expiring the 4th, which is tomorrow. Sure. Okay. The tri-weeklies. Okay, so 4/26 was today. That one expired. So 6 March is for Friday. Okay. All right, here's an idea. All right, let's take a look at this. All right, now Amazon's in a great position for this, by the way. All right, at this moment in time. Okay, the high is 240 in the last 30 days. It dropped down to 196. Now we're back at 216. So down, up, down, up. Okay, so she's going up. 216.87, 82, sorry. So if I buy it tomorrow morning at 2:15 and I sell the 2:15s, I walk away with 345 between tomorrow morning and Friday. A-Rod, so let's say you buy option Monday. There is no way you're going to hold it until Friday. It will lose value. You know, A-Rod, I'm going to agree with you 100%. I'm agreeing with you 100%. But let me explain the flaw in your logic, okay? Because you have a tiny bit of a flaw in your logic with this scenario. You ready? I don't buy options, I sell them. I actually want them to lose value. So if I buy the stock on a Monday, I sell the option on a Friday. Whether the stock moves or not, totally irrelevant. So let's say the stock doesn't move at all. The value of that option will slowly deteriorate to nothing. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, if the stock drops, not a big deal. I still bring in my profit, and the next day, or I should say the next week, I will sell another option. You do iron condors. Now, see, I could say yes, I could say no, but I don't do iron condors. Okay, now I've been doing this for a very, very, very long time. An iron condor is not a 2 or 3 minute trade. Okay, buy, sell, simple, easy, in, out, done, over with. Iron condor, I'm sitting there chilling out, relaxing, and then, you know, take a little longer. Enza, I see you. How you doing, Enza? Thank you. So A-Rod, there are a lot of different trading strategies out there. I only concentrate on about 2 or 3 of them because they're simple, they're quick, they're easy, and they give me a consistent 1% or more every single week. So that's what I concentrate on: simplicity, predictability, profitability. There's a few other leaf families I like there. So anyway, back to you, New Jersey Forerunner. Now, Amazon doesn't have any dividends. So we don't know if Amazon is even profitable. Okay, what we would have to do is to go and look 10, 15, 20 years of quarterly reports and annual reports to see, is this company profitable or not? Well, I saw an interview with old Jeffy Boy a while ago, and it's not a profitable company. It brings in a lot of money, but they don't share any profits, and it's not as profitable as you think they are. Anyway, besides the point. So I forget what the hell I was talking about. Oh, so anyway, yeah, I don't trade Amazon because the reason I do dividend stocks, here we go. Where are they? Here we go. Okay, this here is an EX dividend calendar. It's just a regular calendar, March 2026, with the dates. You know, today's the 4th. Okay, but this has a bunch of green dots on it. See all these little green dots? Well, all these little green dots represents companies that increase their profits in paying out a dividend. Well, if the company has a dividend and it increases year after year after year, well, those are the companies I like. I've been learning options only 1 or 2 months. Thank you for all your answers. All right, A-Rod. A-Rod, here's a statistic for you. I'm not quite sure whoever's teaching you has told you or not. But a majority of all options expire worthless. See, that's why I don't buy options. I sell. They're simple, they're easy, they're predictable. All I'm doing is buying a good company and just riding it as it goes up. So back to your question. The reason I only do dividend stocks is because they are predictable. Remember what I said earlier? Simple, safe, predictable, and consistent. Okay? Simple. The covered call is one of the easiest strategies there is. Okay? Simple, safe. The covered call trading strategy is so safe, the federal government allows you to do it in your IRA. Certain trades you cannot do in your retirement account. You can do this in your retirement account. Coin's going to be a no. Okay, hasn't been around for 20 years. Doesn't even have profits yet. 3. predictable. Simple, safe, predictable. Now, the reason I say predictable is dividend stocks pay a dividend. All right, I gotta explain this one to you because it might lose you here, okay? Now, a dividend stock shares the profits with the investors. That's you and me. We are the investors. If the company is profitable, we get a share of the profits. That's the reason I like dividend stocks, because I want cash flow. Now, a dividend stock will pay a dividend the same day or the same week, year after year after year. So here's something very important for you to understand. There's 365 days in a year, 12 months, 52 weeks, 4 quarters. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. SCHD King, really, seriously? Check out the numbers and check out how consistently profitable SCHD is. Let me know how many years consistently they have increased, then come back and we'll take a look at it. Until then, I'm going to wait to hear from you. Okay, King? SCHD. So, 4 quarters. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Here's the thing. Each quarter, 4 quarters, each quarter has 13 weeks. Every single quarter. First quarter, 13 weeks. Second quarter, 13 weeks. Third quarter, 13 weeks. They each have 13 weeks. And here's the interesting thing. The first week of the first quarter looks the exact same as the first week of the second quarter, which coincidentally, the exact same as the first week of the third quarter and the first week of the third. They do the same things over and over and over and over again every 13 weeks. So think about it. If I like Seagate, Kohl's, Humana, Walmart, Home Depot, if I like any of those companies, we're in the month of March. So, holy cow. Holy cow, we're in the month of March. Here's April. That's the first week of the second quarter. So this is week 13, week 12, week 11, week 10, week 9. So we're in week 9. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, so yeah, so we're in week 9 right here. So every 90 days, all of these companies, we got McDonald's, Goldman Sachs, DuPont, McKesson, Nike, Harley Davidson, Lockheed Martin, NEM, Newmont, CL, Colgate Palmolive, WDC, I don't know that one. Anyway, every 90 days, same companies over and over and over and over again. Repeatable, simple, safe, predictable, and consistent. Consistent every 7 days. Every 7 days, there's an option. A-Rod, sale, buys, and sells options are more risky. What people said me, so I buy options just to learn. Okay, now A-Rod, I'm not telling you what to buy, and I'm not telling you what to sell. What I am doing is I'm telling you what I am doing. Okay? Whether you choose to listen to what I say or not, that's up to you. Okay, you should never blindly listen to any bonehead online. And that's me, yep, bonehead. Okay, I'm just sharing what I'm doing. I'm creating what's called a video diary for my children and my grandchildren. So when I'm gone, they have something. Hi guys, they have something to watch and understand. Okay, stereotypical Shay. 13 weeks every quarter explains why 13 EMA feels so consistent. Well, thank you there, stereotypical Shay. That does make sense. Okay, so as I was saying, the reason why I like dividend stocks is because it tells me exactly when they're going to pay their dividend, right there on the calendar. And what can I do with that? Well, over the years, I have found that stocks have a tendency to go up in value just before they pay their dividend. So knowing when they pay their dividend gives me a little tiny bit of an edge. So that little tiny bit of an edge, well, great. Now I know when they're going. So by knowing when they're going to go up in value based on the dividend, now I got to pick a trading strategy that's simple, safe, and easy. Well, great. That's the covered call. And the nice thing about the covered call is I know what my profit's going to be before I even do it. And by knowing what my profit's going to be before I even do it, I know what my rate of return is going to be. So I don't have to wait for the stock to move. The price and the time frame is already built in. So whether you like it or not, whether you agree or not, Friday is coming. Friday at this moment is 2 days away. And guess what? After that, there's another one coming. Okay? This one, 2 days away. After that one's done, look, there's another one. After that one's done, holy cow, there's another one. After that, boom, another one. And then we are in quarter number 2. It's coming, whether you like it or not. Joshua, do you try to collect the dividend or not, or does it matter? Joshua, that's a great question. No, hold on, I'm going to tell you something. Kirby, what about monthly dividend companies? They supposedly drop days before. No, Kirby. Dividend stock companies have a tendency to increase before the dividend date. Okay, you got 4 dates to remember. Hold on a second. Okay, you ready? Okay, Kirby, 4 dates. Date number 1, the announcement date. Okay, that's when the spokesperson comes out and says, good afternoon, everyone. This is James from Dividend Stock Talk. This is how much money we made. This is how much you're doing. This is how you're going to get yours. It's just the explanation date. It's like, what did they make? How are you going to get yours? It's the first date. Date number 1, the dividend announcement date. Date number 2 is the important date. That's called the EX dividend date. That is the last day the stock trades before the dividend is paid out. So if you're looking for the dividend, you got to buy it before the EX date. Okay? The EX date right here. Look at this. Campbell Soup, Cisco, NTAP, Cisco, American Express, Bristol Myers Squibb, first week of the quarter. Comcast, Cardinal Health, first week of the quarter. Nucor, PCG, Mandalese, Illinois Toolworks, John Deere, the last week of the quarter. Okay? Right there. This is the last week of the first quarter. Last of the first quarter, right there. The first of the second quarter, right there. They do the same things over and over and over again. So knowing when they're going to pay their dividend, great. So let's go for hypothetically. You ready? Okay. Now, if I wanted to get the dividend for Walmart, which is right here on the 20th, I don't want to buy it, the day before. I want to buy it 2 weeks before to give it time to move. More specifically, 2 weeks on a Monday. Okay, so I want to collect the premium, 1%. There you go. If it hits my target, great, wonderful. If it doesn't, I do it again. Another premium right here. If it hits my target, great. So I got 1% here, 1% here. Look, I do it again, 1% here, and I collect the dividend. If I don't hit my target price. It always comes back to that. So, do I try to collect a dividend? No. It's just a happy coincidence when it happens. All right. Thank you there, Enza. Christo, thank you. So what else do we have here? Cotton. Hopefully that works out for you, brother. Phil, thank you. The sum of 2. Okay. David, PBR. Isn't that peanut butter and raspberry? PBR. Isn't that, I forget exactly what it is. Some Brazilian. I think it's Brazilian. PBR. Petro Brasilia. It's oil. It's a Brazilian oil company. Yeah, I don't buy anything at the high. Sorry. Just going to be a no. Sorry about that. Dro, before you Before you retire, what did I do? Oh my goodness. You know what? I'm not quite sure because I did so many jobs. From my very first job to my very last job, I've done so much. Okay. So most recently, before I retired, I was a handyman. I could basically fix anything. But before that, I was in the hospitality. I was a waiter. Good afternoon. Would you like coffee or tea? Blah, blah, blah. I was pretty good at it. I like doing it. I did a lot of weddings because I was a server at weddings. What else did I do? Handyman. I owned my own manufacturing company. Actually, it's one of my hobbies right now. Is I plan on manufacturing some stuff in my retirement days. Love your plan. Thank you there, Darwin. The sum of two. Yes, thank you. Thank you there. All right, what else do we got? David Carroll, how are you today? T, thank you. Oscar's house, always a pleasure. Crypto Granddad. Crypto Granddad, you and I got to chat, dude. Seriously. I'm a grandfather and I am creating my own cryptocurrency. Yep, you heard me right. I don't buy and sell crypto, but I'm creating my own crypto. You and I need to chat. Brat Gray, what's happening? PRP. Univision, yes you can. Yes, you can. Brad Gray, good afternoon. Cale Bowers, good afternoon, Cale. Not today. Univision, we can't see. What are you looking to see, Univision? Aiden, afternoon. Bensom. Drunken Hazard. But you have to have the shares to do a covered call. Yes, you do. Or not necessarily so, Drunken Hazard. It would make more sense for you to do covered calls to own the shares first. But you could do what's called naked covered calls, which is selling the calls. It's basically almost like a cash secured put, but it's a cash secured call. You still got to put the money up, okay? Because they don't allow you just to buy and sell stuff without having some collateral to put behind it. Yes, 100 shares per contract. Yep. What was the strike? Whatever's closest. Dr. Jason, love it, glad you do. McDavis Dorvillier, okay. Mac Davis Dorvillier, okay. Blued 420. I don't completely understand options yet. No guarantee you will be able to sell the option, right? No. All right. That's a good question there, Mr. Blue. Let me briefly discuss with you one thing, okay? Make it a little easier for you. Okay, this over here, okay, this is called the option chain. Okay, all the strike prices, all the strike dates. Okay, we're looking at 6 March here. Here's 13 March, 20 March, 27 March, 2 April, so on and so forth. Now, options are either call options or put options. Okay? And the increments are whatever they are, depending on the price. Some of them are 50-cent increments, some are $1 increments, some are $1.50 increments, some are $2.50, some are $5, some are $10, so on and so forth. They all differ depending on the price. So, $16.77, it's going to have a 50-cent increment. $4.50, $14.50, $15, $15.50, $16, $16.50, $17, $17.50, $18, so on, so on, so on. The current price right now, $16.77. The closest strike price is going to be the $16.50. Okay, it's actually not easy. It's not that difficult. Okay, so the option is the right to buy at a certain price, strike price, by a certain date, expiration date. 6 March, 13 March, 20 March, so on and so forth. Okay, they have weekly options every 7 days, or they have monthly options every 3rd Friday. Okay, an option is relatively a simple scenario. You ready? Let me give you a brief example. Let me see if you understand it. Okay, blue 22, 420. Let's say hypothetically you get an old car in the backyard. Let's call it a 67 Nova. 67 Nova in your backyard. You push it out to the front yard, clean it up a little bit, wash it, you know, spit shine tires, stuff like that, whatever. Slap a for sale sign on it. Great. Let's say Pete, the neighbor, comes over and says, hey, Blue, I like your car. Let me give you a couple $100. Hold it for me until Friday. Now understand, the hold it for me till Friday comes with a deposit. The deposit is a non-refundable deposit, and it doesn't come off of the price. It's just hold it for me. That's all it is. So your neighbors either come back on Friday, give you the money for the car, boom, all done. But let's say he doesn't. You keep that money he gave you, that non-refundable deposit. Wonderful. And let's say Tom, 2 towns over, says, hey, I saw that car you had. Let me give you a couple $100. Hold it for me till Friday. Same scenario. He gives you a little bit of money up front. Great. He comes back on Friday, gives you the right. If he doesn't, you sell it to another person. Phil, the mechanic, you know, the guy who screwed you the last time he did your tires. Yeah, that guy. He comes by and says, hey, I like your car. Sorry about your tires, but I like your car. Let me give you a couple $100. I'll come back on Friday and pick it up. You can do that every single week. You own the asset. The asset is yours. The car that was in the backyard, you push it out the front. Great, it's yours. You own it. You can do whatever you want. You're selling somebody the right to buy it, not the obligation. They don't have to buy it if they don't want to. But you can collect a non-refundable deposit from every single person, one at a time. Okay, you can't sell it to 2 people at once. Okay, if you have 100 shares, you can only sell 1 covered call against it. So if I buy this one, 1677, it's mine at 1677. I would turn around and sell it to whoever. At this moment, it's going for 47 cents. Now, here's the thing. This is important, Blue. You ready? If the number is posted right here, that is the sales price. So if you go into the local corner store, 7-Eleven, Quick Stop, Quickie Mart, Circle K, whatever. You go into the local store, corner store. You can buy a gallon of milk for $3.50. It's yours to buy. You cannot go to the farmer and buy a gallon of milk from the farmer for $3. Only the market maker can. The market maker, he's the owner of the store. He buys that milk for $3, sells it to you for $3.50. It is what it is. If he posts it for sale for this price, he's required by law to fill it at the market price. However, you have your choice. Okay, here's your sales orders. I'm going to open this up so you can see it better. I'm just going to make it larger so you can see it. Come on. You ready? Hold on. There it is. Wow, that's tiny. Here we go. All right. Okay. These are all the orders that you can do. You can do a limit order, which means this is what I want to pay. I don't want to pay any more. I don't want to pay any less. Limit order. Okay? You can decide what you want. A stop order means this is what I want. Don't go any further. A stop limit. Basically the same thing. Okay? A trailing stop. As the stock goes up, the stop order will follow it up and keep a distance between the sell order and the trailing stop, because as the stock goes up, the trailing stop follows it. And when it turns around, it stops out. You can do that one. A trailing stop limit order, a walk limit order, an MOC, that's market on close, an LOC, that's a limit on close. Okay, so you can do it any order that you want to do. It just doesn't mean, market order, it's going to fill immediately. You don't get to choose what price it's going to be. but it does fill immediately. Limit order, well, the market maker can choose it or not because you're telling him what to do, and he can always say, yeah, no, thank you. All right, so let's get out of that one. Is what it is. So hopefully I answered that question. Do you have to own the shares to sell options? No. The smart ones listen. Thank you there, Pat Yeager. Okay, so Blue, hope that made some sense to you. Kimberly, what happens when the expiration date passes and the option doesn't sell? It goes to zero. Okay, so if I sell this one right here, 1650, it expires on the 6th of March. So whoever buys it, remember, I'm selling. So whoever buys it from me has between when they buy it and when it expires. 6 March 26, which is this coming Friday. So whoever buys it has between when they buy it and the expiration date. If the expiration date passes, the option expires worthless. And almost all, about 80% of options expire worthless. And Colin, you're right, sell covered calls. To sell covered calls, you got to own 100 shares first. Soundhound or Navitas. Well, I'll do it tomorrow because we're past 11. What other streaming services are you on? I got 9 different channels that I'm on, and it's past my bedtime, so I'm done for the night. Johnny, what are the 4 you have so far? I just tuned in. Hold that thought, Mr. Johnny. Here we go, Mr. Johnny. Actually, we got 5 of them today. There they are, Johnny boy. IBM, Adobe, Macy's, Mara, and Oracle. They are not tips. They are not advice. They are more or less observations. You guys gave me stocks to look at. I looked at them, put the numbers up there, and that's it. Go GC next. I have no idea what GC means. Topher, how's the boat? Actually, we went on the boat yesterday. I had one of the bilge floats. Yeah, it went bad and just stayed on and killed one of my batteries. So, had to get a new one, put a new one in. There's a few more things we're going to do to it. Then we're going to turn around and sell it only because I want an electric boat. I don't want a big diesel. And it has nothing to do with the price of the fuel either. I don't mind that. It's just that when you turn them on, the whole thing freaking like a tractor. It's like I'm on a tractor on a, yeah, no. Besides, I have my eye on a different boat, convert it to electricity. That would be cool. All right. Thank you there, Topher. Passport Eric, I took the trade on Oracle this morning, made 971, 6.3. Only thing is, earnings are on the 10th. Okay. Now, Passport Eric, you said you did the Oracle trade this morning. Now, did you do it for this week or did you do it for next week? And here's another thing. If the stock goes down, you just keep it and sell covered calls until it hits your target. Okay, user 744030169 Qs. Yeah, no, thank you. They're just not profitable. And don't start arguing because I've been doing this long enough. My idea of profitability and yours is probably 2 different things. Let's keep on going. Do you have to? Oh yeah, we already did that one. Oh wow, we're done with questions there. Okay. What else do we got? MCD Green. We'll take a look at McDonald's tomorrow. Also selling 100%. Also is not extremely viable strategy all the time. Thank you, Magic. Especially in profit. I'd like you to clarify that because it doesn't make 100% sense. Okay? Also selling 100% also is not extremely viable strategy all the time. especially in profit. See, you have to come up a little bit more on that one. Drunken Hazard, thank you. Colin, dollar cost averaging still remains the most effective way to build a bank. Okay, thank you. Depends on what you invested in. Okay. Actelis is an example. All right, thank you. I go for 1% daily. T-Wizzy, good for you. I don't. I have no desire to sit in front of my computer all day long. No, thank you. I could. I have no desire. Jimmy Rice, what's happening? Money Mark Hormel, look at it tomorrow. Thoughts on acquisition of K-View with Kimberly Clark acquisition. I'll have to look at it tomorrow. Already past 11, I'm done. The One, thanks for learning every day. You're welcome. Tasha T-Top, what's going on, Tasha? Christy M, hi. Have you checked? Uh-oh. Christy M, I just missed it. Where'd it go? Wow. All right, right there. Christy M, have we checked Walmart already? No. Andrew, what's up? How you doing? PJCA, June 47. Verizon, we'll talk about it tomorrow. Paul, weekly options, absolutely. Amanda, good afternoon. Nate, Yext. What the heck is Yext? Is that a combination between yes and next? Y-E-X-T, Yext. Hell no, I don't do monthlies. Target was good for me this week. Ooh, Target. Interesting. Definitely time to get rid of it, though. Look at that jump. Yeah. All right, that one could turn off. Mr. Mushroom, how are you today? Stens, how much starting capital do I need to execute your greediest contracts at 2% total port value? Stens, I have no idea who you are. I have no idea what your goals are. I have no idea how old you are. I know absolutely nothing. So me giving you any kind of advice whatsoever, not a good idea. And no, I'm not going to do it. Jay Corey, what if up you leverage? What if up you leverage? I'm reading it right. It just doesn't sound right. Porto Rock. What is whitelisted? Oh, that's an interesting question. Okay, thank you. Can we look at GIVO next time? Not a dividend, thank you. Do you do covered calls? Absolutely. Joba Shoe Laundry. Cool. What is my thoughts on NVIDIA will go old? Oh, yeah, I don't even do NVIDIA. NVIDIA, it boggles my mind. Okay? You're overthinking this, bro. Absolutely. Thank you, Joe. Jay Corey. No, he's not overthinking. Thank you. WDC's Western Digital. Oh, got it. Jay Corey, trying to teach something. Thank you. Ishmael. All right. Jay Corey is perspective. Correct. Perspective and context. You forgot that one, Jay Corey. Perspective and context. Ben B, can you go over Oracle? We already looked at Oracle a little while ago. Okay, just go back and watch the video over again. It's going to be up on YouTube a little bit later on, and you'll see Oracle on there. Medici. Uh-oh. Anybody with the name Medici is asking if you're a millionaire. I know who Medici's are. Jay Corey, KD, Aaron Jones, the sum of two. Okay. Do you do cash secured puts? Once in a while I do. David Carroll, awesome, thank you. Enza, thank you. Joe, Colin, Mitch. Trizidora. What is the spot? What is the bid and ask? Well, the bid and ask, it depends on what we're looking at. Right now, we're looking at Target. It's 119.55 by 200. By 120. That's a big spread. Yeah, no, it's not. 119.55 over 120. It's not that bad. It's like a 45-cent spread. That's kind of a big spread, though, especially for Target. Sayuna, how are you? Crystal Johnson, how are you? New Jersey, 78. I sold 150 strike on Oracle. Should I roll my position? ORCL. Well, John Bohe, James, buy 200 shares of stock, sell one put that yields 2%, so you have 100 shares covered. Okay, so John, I'm not 100% sure what your strategy is. No, I understand what you're doing. You're going to buy 200 shares, okay? And then you're going to sell one put that yields 2%. So you have 100 shares covered. Not really, okay? Because you can sell a covered call on those. If you sell one call option, yeah, you get covered on 100 shares, not on the whole. All right, that just, I want to hear your thinking, John, okay? Because the way you wrote it, it doesn't quite make sense. Oh, there you go. You sell one call that yields 2%, so you have 100 shares covered. Yeah, what are you going to do with the other 100? And then why would you only do one, not two? See, I don't know what your goal is. Because, see, my goal is a consistent 1% per week. That's my goal. All right, what else we have here? Are you tired this evening? Hope you rest well. Thank you, Sam. Yes, I am getting tired. I'm having a hard time focusing my eyes. But we're almost done here. What happens if the stock goes below your strike? You change your strike price. Now, Abu, we look every single day. What did I buy? What did I sell? Where's it at? Where's it going? What should I do? Every single day. So as the stock moves, I can see what's going on. How many covered calls wait a minute, how many covered calls you can sell on a stock you bought? You can only sell one per 100. So if you have 100 shares, you can sell one covered call. Stens, I'm reading it right. It just doesn't sound right. Yeah, I'm agreeing with you. I'm reading it right. It just doesn't sound right. What is covered call me? What is covered call me, David? I have no idea what the hell that means. I mean, I understand the words. What is covered call me, David? Okay. Cam, trade, not trake. Sorry. Okay. Earnings next week on Oracle. Of course I play the earnings. I've seen positive earnings where stocks go down. I've seen negative earnings where stocks go up. The one, I mean, Mr. Okay. That still doesn't make any sense. What is covered call me, David? Thank you, New Jersey. All right, that being said, I'm having difficulty focusing. Didn't get enough sleep last night. That's probably what it is. Other than that, we're going to do this like same thing all over again tomorrow, every night, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday night. I take Friday nights off, and I take Saturday nights off. John Bohe. So I'm getting 2% on 100 shares and letting the 100 shares for capital appreciation. John, that does make sense. I don't know why you do that, John, but hey, is what it is. Do you have to own the shares? Yes, you do. Good night. Thank you. You're welcome. Passport Eric. I've been selling Intel for 3 weeks straight at 47 strike until it's called. It's exactly what I do, Eric. I take a look. What did I buy it for? What's the most logical one to sell against it? What am I collecting? Where's it going? What should I do? Every single week. You're getting it, Eric. Way to go. Way to go. Way to go. Woo-hoo-hoo. All right, that's it. I'm done. I'm out of here. You guys have a great day. We're going to do this all over again tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Woohoo! Let's do this. You guys over here have a great night. Sorry about the able model, dude. Just didn't work out this week. And now, the end is near. And so I face